What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Rezolve AI, it's been a while since I've done a video on them, so I wanted to go over some of the recent updates, why you need to add them as well to your watch list, but be a little bit hesitant to buy. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So currently it is down 1.95%, $1.25 the low, $1.36 the high, 52-week low is $1.17. So hasn't done all that great over the last 6 months, down 81.84%. Over the last 1 month, down 5.99. They have been putting out some pretty good news, and that is about the whole Bitcoin treasury reserve. So I think that's kind of a good thing, possibly to piggyback off of hype, I guess. But I think one of their most recent news PRs that did come out saying that they did close the acquisition of Group B, if I'm saying that right. But nonetheless, this company has done a lot of big acquisitions. They did a Sidoti fireside chat, I think that was in January, where they did mention the second half of 2025 is going to be absolutely huge. So I think there's a lot of big things coming for this company. Just the only negative that I've brought up in previous videos that most likely attributed to this like 80-something% downtrend over the last 6 months is that nobody knows anything about them. And not the fact that like we don't know fundamentally what they do, because they've done a lot of interviews, fireside chats, so we know like business wise and operationally what they're doing, but they have yet to submit, since the whole reverse merger, any financials, and that's because of them being a UK based company. So that does mean in April, so they're kind of late on that, but this month we will find out and have clarity on exactly what their financials are. How much cash like do they physically have? What's the outstanding share count? What's the revenue? All of those questions will be kind of answered. So like I said, I feel like this stock has a lot of good things. Their management team seems to be very much on point, so you need to add this to your watch list, but just wait until their earnings do come out, so then we can have a clear picture on exactly what investors are getting themselves into. Because as much as I really do like this news about them kind of doing that 1 billion Bitcoin treasury initiative through convertible notes, I think that's good catching up on or piggybacking off of hype. But at the end of the day, usually only one that can get and pass this off is MSTR. Aside from that, is just, it's not a, I don't know, I love-hate relationship. I feel like if we had their financials, then this would be a different kind of viewpoint. But them talking about 1 billion when their market cap is only 400, estimated of course, 435.98 million, it just doesn't jive. It doesn't look good. Like, what is this truly mean? And of this 1 billion, it shows that they're just going to be starting off with 100 million notes at a price of $3 per share. Going forward, it's going to be focused on the 20-day VWAP. So yeah, I think we just need more clarity from them. They did recently do this, so a kind of a podcast type of style, and they've done a lot of these. So it's not like they're hiding or anything, but I think in general, we just need to know what their financials are, as crazy as that sounds. But nonetheless, I think they do have a good functioning website. Everything seems to be up in order. And so yeah, I think this company definitely does have a lot of good potential. Analysts are seeing it as well. So there was a new rating that was done 1 week ago, initiated coverage, buy rating, $4 price target, that's done by H.C. Wainwright, and then Scott Buck with the rating. And so yeah, even aside from that, all the recent ones together, $6.33, and that does represent a 404.38% upside. So I think one of the biggest selling points of Rezolve is their management. They've done a kick-ass job in the past, and so it is fair to assume that they will do the same for this. They've done kind of spun a lot of good successful companies in the past. Just like I said, the only thing that the market is really punishing them for is not submitting their earnings. And as I mentioned, I think it is delayed, so it's supposed to have been on April the 1st, or kind of first week of April. So we'll just have to wait and see. Most likely once they do also put out their earnings, you will see a huge boost from actual institutions getting in. And even despite the lack of clarity that we do have from their balance sheet, institutions still did increase 61.41% quarter over quarter. That is exactly what I like to see. I like to see institutions really get behind stocks. As much as I love retail and everything, they usually bring problems. And what I mean by that is retail can be seen as like easily manipulated. So typically shorts do follow, but if you're having big institutions invest, that does add some stability, if that kind of makes sense. But nonetheless, while I was kind of talking about that, this is shorts. So 3.66% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 1.92 million shares. Cost to borrow average 245.98%. So that's fairly high. That's an annual rate, not a daily rate. And shorts today are returning 133,000 shares. So it kind of shows that today's pullback isn't really justified. So I think all in all, this company is going to do a lot of good things. It's one of those things that you need to add to your watch list. And as the market punishes it for not putting out what it wants, which is again their financials, then you get a little bit more of a cheaper price. But this one is a very interesting stock and should be added to all of your watch lists. So let me know your general thoughts. Do you own it? Have you sold it? Is it already on your radar? What's your kind of 2 cents on all of that? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some kick-ass buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.